Good morning and welcome to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter, the show that takes a look at the events and what's happening all around Putnam County, as well as interviews with local, community, and business leaders. And now, sharing his insights and experience, here's Today in Putnam County with County Mayor Randy Porter.
Good day, and thanks for joining us this week for Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Hope you're having a great weekend. Our show this week about our Parks and Recreations Department in Putnam County. We have a lot of great facilities, ball fields, parks, all kinds of sports facilities, a lot of things to offer. My guest this week is our Parks and Recreations Director, Mr. Cody Maynard. Thanks for being on the show, Cody.
Thank you for having me, Randy.
Cody, you're our new director. Well, new. I mean, you've been in the job a little over a year now. Lifelong resident of Putnam County. I've known of you since you was a little boy. Of course, your mom, Rebecca, worked in the trustee's office for many years before she retired here recently. But talk about, you had a good career long before you came into the Parks and Recreations Department. So kind of give us you went to high school here in Putnam County. Kind of take us from there and bring us up to where we are today.
Yes, sir. I went to high school at Upperman High School, graduated in 2004. Straight out of high school, went into finance industry. Started as a customer service person at the very bottom, worked my way up, worked with them for about 10 years, up to a district manager position. After I'd been there in the district manager position for probably a year and a half, 2 years, Brittany and I had our little boy, and it was just time to come kind of off the road and come back home. So, which led into finding a local job here in Putnam County. So, come up, and I went over and spoke with the old director that was here, Mr. John Albertson, and we talked, 30, 45 minutes, hit it off, and came to work for the Parks and Recreation Department. If you'd asked me then, would I have thought I'd have been a director? Probably not. I was just looking for a job and to support your family and enjoy the childhood. I guess about 6 years ago, we went to an assistant director and then to the director of the department, which has been a great seamless transition, I feel like. Got a great group of guys and pretty much how we got here. Well,
and you were with your previous job before you came to us. You were doing a lot of traveling. I mean, you were gone a lot, right?
Oh, yes, sir. I'd leave on usually Sunday night or Monday morning, and I'd be back Friday, usually on Friday afternoons. I was gone 4 to 5 days a week.
That's hard with a family, isn't it, Cody? With
very hard to do.
New baby, and that makes it difficult. So I think you made a wise decision, and you're right. We moved you up to assistant director pretty soon, and then of course John Albertson, that was our director before, did a great job, and he left and took a job in Texas, and we moved you up into the director's job because that's the way we do in Putnam County. Every department, I have a director and assistant director, so that way if anything ever happens to the director, whether they leave, retire, I mean, we never know in this life what can happen, but we've got somebody that can step right in and take over, whether that be for a week, a month, or moving into it full time. And you've been in it a little over a year now, and you're doing a great job. Cody is a local boy that knows our system rather well and has played sports and stuff here in our county, so he's been a perfect fit. Let's talk about some of our facilities and the things that we got to offer. Let's start with the sports complex out on Washington, North Washington. We call it the sports complex. It's actually soccer and lacrosse mostly, right? So
yes, sir.
And I know with the city's help built that several years ago, I think back in the early 2000s.
Yes, I believe that is correct, the early 2000s.
And so it started out as just a soccer complex, and we started out with what, 6 fields? 6. We did a big expansion with the help of the state of Tennessee with TDEC, where we went in and got a grant, helped us expand and added fields. Tell us a little bit about that expansion and what all we have now.
We've expanded to, it's actually a little over 2 fields. We look at trying to keep some recreational play and your smaller individuals, maybe younger ones just getting started, can get a little more than one full-size field on one of the locations we built. But we built 2 new fields with the help of state of Tennessee. We believe that this fall we'll have those fields in shape to open. We've put a lot of effort into it. We're doing a lot of actually patchwork out there now. As of right now, we've just ordered quite a bit of facade to be delivered in Monday to fix some of the bare spots in the fields. It is a great facility, always looking to improve, always looking for suggestions. It's probably one of the most utilized facilities inside of Putnam County, is I believe. On any given night during spring and fall, you'll see 200 to 500 people out there. Wow. It is a really happening atmosphere and a happening little place for Putnam County.
Yeah, and soccer's a huge growing sport. I mean, just in my almost 10 years in as county mayor, I've watched it grow and grow and grow and grow. And we got folks coming from everywhere to play. You got the Rotary having tournaments out there with this new expansion, with these new fields looking at doing more tournaments there and bringing folks in. And I've kind of been amazed that I don't think years ago there wasn't much soccer going on in Putnam County. I mean, you were playing football and baseball and softball and all those, but soccer is kind of a European sport that I don't think much going on, but it's really become probably one of the biggest sports we've got.
Yes, I think for years it was actually the number one growing sport. Years ago when we played sports and when I was in the school system and playing sports, there was, not many people played soccer. And there, right around the time I graduated and started getting out, soccer really started to come on, and it's been up until just recently was one of the fastest growing sports inside the U.S., I believe.
Yeah, and you got Nashville now that's got this new stadium down there for soccer, and they've got traveling leagues that are going all over the state, and they come here and play each other in all kinds of tournaments, and it's just been really good. We're fixing to do a lighting project out there. Tell us about it.
Yes, sir. We're looking to redo the current lighting we have, change over to all LED lighting, so that will cut down on some of the fixtures on the poles, but it'll be a better lighting source, and then light the two new fields. We're hoping we can start that somewhere in July or August to get it sent out and get everything took care of. As of right now, it looks to be pretty promising, so that should be able to have all 6 current fields changed over and new LED lighting, and then the 2 new fields lit, and so I believe that will be a huge asset for us moving forward.
Absolutely. Save us money on utilities too.
Absolutely.
Changing out light bulbs with the LEDs lasting a whole lot longer. They also play lacrosse out there, Cody. I don't know much about lacrosse. I mean, that's a growing sport too also, right?
Yes, sir, it is. They do boys and girls lacrosse out there, which is 2 different fields actually. So, but they do play quite a bit out there, and they usually practice right in after school, and then the soccer comes in at the end of it. But lacrosse is actually growing inside of Putnam County and has been for a while. It's not quite at the rate of soccer, but it'd be pretty hard to keep up with soccer.
Absolutely. It's a fast-growing sport. If you're not familiar with the sports complex, it's where the old airport used to be there on North Washington many years ago. Of course, now we have the Upper Cumberland Airport, and still the runway that was there for the airport is the parking that we use for that facility, and it's a nice facility. And Cody, y'all have done a great job, and it's going to be exciting to get these new fields open this fall and then be able to expand. Also have some kind of running course out there?
Yes, sir. It is the cross-country track located at it's on the Whitaker Springs end of the runway, is one of the only full turf courses actually left in the state of Tennessee. But we take a lot of time with it and keep it sprayed out, mowed out, and it's used quite a bit from your high schools and even up into some of your college athletics are coming in. Tennessee Tech uses it a couple of times a year as well. So that is another huge asset for Putnam County and that location.
We're talking with Cody Maynard. He is the director of our Putnam County Parks and Recreations Department and all the great facilities we have. We've got to take a quick break. We're going to talk about the fastest growing sport in the United States right now and what we're about to do to help increase the availability of a facility here in Putnam County. Stay with us.
And now back to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.
Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Hope you're having a great weekend. Our show this week is all about parks and recreation and the facilities that we have to offer here in Putnam County. My guest this week is the Parks and Recreations Director for Putnam County, and that's Mr. Cody Maynard. Cody, we talked about the sports complex out on North Washington and soccer and lacrosse and all the things that's happening with it. Let's talk about the fastest growing sport in the United States. And if you'd have told me this a year or two ago, I knew nothing about it, but it's pickleball.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Pickleball is absolutely took off. And I agree with you. 4 or 5 years ago, when we first started hearing about pickleball, I was the same way. I knew nothing about it. We had done some research, and then it started to grow in this area. And turns out it is absolutely the fastest growing sport inside of Putnam County.
Unbelievable.
And the U.S.
Yeah, I think I saw something the other day where it was like 35 million people playing pickleball in the United States. I mean, that's just amazing. Of course, we kind of got started on this, I guess, with our tennis courts, right? Kind of marking them off where you can play pickleball on them also?
Yes, sir. We took the tennis courts. There's 6 tennis courts there at the Cookville Community Center, and we took those courts and lined the back 3 of those courts off for pickleball play. And it utilized daily. Weather permitting, not too cold. It is covered up. Those 3 courts in the back are being used, especially in the afternoons, every day, each day.
Yeah, and so you even did the Baxter tennis court, right? Got it marked off where they could play pickleball down there too?
Yes, sir, we did, and we are actually looking to move forward and mark the Monterey ones off this year.
And so we got a new capital projects coming up that I think is exciting, where we're looking at resurfacing the existing tennis courts. I mean, you get a lot of folks that are playing tennis too, but also looking at building some new pickleball courts, right?
That's the plan. That's our goal for this upcoming year. The capital project is to look at resurfacing the front 3 on the tennis courts. It's got a structural crack in it. We're going to look at actually fixing that crack and resurfacing those 3 courts, and then building 6 additional pickleball courts where the current basketball court is now. And then our goal is to get those 6 pickleball courts built and lit, and then take the current basketball court, move it behind the pavilion, and put in a half basketball court there so that it's still available.
Still available. We had a little pickleball match with the city for donations, I guess, for charity. I think it went to the St. Jude's Hospital back last year, and I just didn't have any idea until we started talking about that, and then going out there and practicing at night and seeing all the people lined up and waiting to get on the court, both tennis and pickleball, and just amazing how it's taken off. And I know the city of Cookeville, thanks to them, they're starting some new pickleball courts, I think down at Cane Creek Park.
Yes, sir.
And so, Cody, are they building 6 or 8? Or
I believe they're building 6, if I'm not mistaken.
So with 6 new ones there, we got 6 new ones we were looking at building, and then I think they play some indoor pickleball maybe at the community center or the Cane Creek Center, and then we tried playing some at the community center, and I know the Methodist Church has an indoor court there. So hopefully, as this is growing, at least these new 12 courts between the city and county is going to make a huge difference in people not having to wait, right?
Yes, that's the goal, is to get through and to be, have more access to them and more time available, because at this rate and as fast as it's grown here in Putnam County, there is a lot of times you do deal with waiting an hour and a half, and we've talked with several people in the community and believe this will be a large asset for the residents of Putnam County and surrounding county. You
even got a group here, I know Harry Smith is kind of leading the charge on that's trying to expand and get new courts, but they're also looking at trying to, at some point somewhere, trying to do an indoor facility.
I had spoke with Harry on it a couple of times, and he said he has been working on, doing an indoor facility at a location here inside the county.
I know that they're even looking, so folks, if you've got an empty warehouse or an empty building somewhere that could be used, doesn't take much to convert an empty space into some pickleball courts, and so you're inside. And of course, our facilities are all outside and allows them to play when the weather's good, but if the weather's bad, well, I'd give an indoor place. So I know they're looking for a facility. So if you know something, call my office. We'd love to hear from you. Also, I think there's been a study done to see, what the need is, and maybe if there would be a city, county, private company maybe looking at building something indoor and having something like that. Cody, it's a huge need that, like I said, a few years ago, we wouldn't even thought about, would we?
You are correct. No, 3 to 5 years ago, we would have never thought about 12 new pickleball courts inside the county and city.
Yeah, so it's going to be great. And so any idea, I know the city may have already broke ground on theirs. We're looking at breaking ground sometime soon. Any idea how long it'll take to build those?
Weather permitting, if we can start sometime there at the end of July, 1st of August, leaning more toward 1st of August, we think we should, everything working out right, we think we ought to have it up by winter.
Wow. That'd be great.
That's the goal.
Sometime by the end of the year, so that'll be great. We're talking with Cody Maynard. He is the director of our Parks and Recreations Department here in Putnam County, and we're talking about all the parks and recreation facilities that the county has, and there's a lot of them, and several of them you may not know about, so we're going to try to cover them as many as we can today in the show and give you an idea of where they're at and what's available. Cody, probably one of the best things that we've done in a long time, and I hated the situation that caused it to happen, but we built Hope Park down after the tornado in 2020, and we started out looking at doing for the tornado victims. We had 19 lives that were lost, and so we were going to do something for them, and we still are. We can talk about it first. We're looking at building a memorial park down on West Broad Street, just past Jackson. If you know where the new Veteran Service Office is that we built, there on the left after you pass Jackson Street, we're looking at putting a memorial park in there. Talk a little bit about it.
We've been working with a couple of the departments inside the county, have been working on it ourselves in the maintenance department, along with Mayor Porter and a few other people inside the community, and thought that would be a great location. We've hauled several loads of dirt in and working on the dirt work now, and we believe that in the next little bit we should be able to start working on that actual park, memorial park, be more of a place just for vigilant and remembrance.
Yeah, we're looking at having some kind of statue or something there in it that will memorialize those 19 lives that were lost, and also show our appreciation to our first responders, all those agencies that responded. Terrible tragedy that hit our community back in March of 2020. A lot of those first responders, law enforcement, fire, EMS, all those folks saw things that they never dreamed they'd see with all the destruction that we had. So that's going to be a great facility. Our goal is to have that finished for next March's anniversary in 2025 of the tornado, and be able to open that and have a place that folks can just go and remember those loved ones that was lost. And so back to Hope Park, we kind of were thinking that was going to be what we were going to do with Hope Park, but we started talking to the neighborhood that was down there kind of in the eye of the tornado off of North McBroom Chapel Road there in Hensley. A lot of homes destroyed, a lot of lives lost there, and they told me, they said, Randy, we don't want a place that's going to make us remember that terrible day. We want a place that would be a nice green space with a playground and a pavilion, all those kind of things that we can take our kids to and our families and enjoy, and kind of try to forget about that terrible day. And Cody, y'all did a great job with Hope Park. We took, 3 lots?
Yes, sir.
Where the homes were totally destroyed. Basically nothing but the foundations left, and we were able to purchase those and create this park. And I wanted to do something good, but I never dreamed y'all could do as good as you did, because you knocked it out of the ballpark with that park. I have heard nothing but compliments about that space. And talk a little bit about it and the things that we added there.
I believe that was a very touching project to the community, and not only the community, to our staff members, and the departments here within Putnam County. So when we started out that project, we wasn't really for sure, as Mayor Porter was saying. So as we got into it, then it just kind of all started coming together, and we're able to turn it into those 3 lots into a green space with a playground, a pavilion, set of restrooms, and it is one of the nicest and most utilized parks inside of Putnam County at this point. It stays very busy. We still put a lot of time, a lot of effort into it to make sure it is took care of. But it is definitely, I can speak for myself, and I believe Mayor Porter as well, it is probably one of the projects, if not the project, that I'm most proud of since I've been here, that has been accomplished. To take a tragedy and then to end with something positive, and that couldn't have been done without a lot of input from the community.
Yeah, absolutely. It touched all our hearts, and I remember when we had the dedication down there, huge group of, even though it was a cold day, huge group of people showed up, and when we dedicated that park, and like I said, I've heard nothing but compliments, so y'all did a great job. Hey, we got to take a quick break. We're talking with Cody Maynard. He's our Director of Parks and Recreations for Putnam County. We're talking about all the facilities that we have and trying to get the word out. A lot of these facilities you may not know about, and we're going to talk about them today. Stay with us. We're going to talk about t-ball and softball and swimming pools after this break.
And now back to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.
Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Hope you're having a great weekend. Our show this week is about our parks and recreation facilities we have in Putnam County, and our guest is Cody Maynard. He is the department head over Parks and Recreations for Putnam County, and we've talked about Cody's sports complex and tennis and pickleball and Hope Park, and now we're going to talk about T-ball and softball. I've been going down the last couple of years to the T-ball facility down on Jackson Street that the city owns at Cane Creek, and it's amazing at how, softball and T-ball kind of was going down there for a while. Now it's picking back up. It's amazing how it's increased, and we actually own several sports facilities for softball and T-ball. One of those being Jerry Whitson that we're looking at doing some changes to, right?
Yes, sir. We have put, speaking of Jerry Whitson, we've put quite a bit of work into Jerry Whitson over the last couple of years, made a lot of changes, but still a lot more changes to come to that, to the park, and not only to the ball field area, but to the park as well.
Put in some new playground equipment there. I forgot to mention, right?
We did. We put in some new playground equipment last year, and it's being utilized. Build a pavilion, more of a sunshade type of pavilion, put some new tables and chairs in. Really done a very good positive change to the park there that needed an update there.
And then we're looking at those ball fields. I can remember a time when just about every night there was somebody playing on those ball fields. Kind of went through a period where they weren't playing them so much, but now it's picking back up, right?
It is. Over the last 2 years, softball, Little League, T-ball was, like you said, it was taking more of a trend off, and now it has really picked back up. Jerry Whitson alone is utilized 6 nights a week, if not 7 nights a week, weather permitting, and they'll have practice and then games out there 5 nights a week.
We're looking at doing an upgrade project out there too. Lighting needs to be changed out there too. Of course, we're doing the sports complex, the soccer fields first, but hopefully next year we'll do that project, change out, make new LED lighting, and those fields need some upgrades. I know you're working on.
They do. The fields in the areas around the fields, the concession stands, the press boxes, are going to be a large part of our focus when we get into that after our lighting project is complete. We want to, the area is being utilized, and we want to update and continue to try to improve it all we can.
Absolutely. We're seeing a lot of tournaments coming to Putnam County too. Of course, city has Cane Creek, the fields there, and then we utilize our fields and bring in a lot of tourism dollars with those tournaments. It's amazing. These people travel a long ways to come and, I guess, play softball and all these ball sports.
Yes, absolutely. Travel ball, baseball, softball. We work with Seth Bruton with the city a lot for fields there to utilize Jerry Whitson when they're having big tournaments, and you do see that a lot more than you used to.
And let's talk about the new park. We had Mr. Eric Cherry and Art Matson. They developed a new subdivision down on Moss Road out in the county, down off of Burgess Falls Road, and they donated enough for us to be able to build a new park down there. Of course, Art and his wife, they lost their child back in 2018. His name was Isaac, and of course we're going to name the park after him, the Isaac Matson Park. But that's going to be a great location to build another new park out in the county, something similar, I guess, to what we did with Hope Park, and have a great green space for the kids and everything to go.
Yes, I think it will be a great asset. You're starting to see, or I feel like the little community parks seem to be really taking off and doing good, because you can still service, the communities that they're built in, but people still travel in to utilize those quite often. There is enough land there. We believe we can have a very good green space, and then also a pavilion, some restrooms, and a nice playground set.
So that's going to be a nice addition. Cody, y'all take care of swimming pools also, and I know a lot of folks take advantage of those. We've got swimming pool at the community center, and then you've also got one in Monterey, right?
Yes, sir. That is correct. The swimming pools are open Tuesday through Sunday. We do offer pool parties as well. They are being utilized. When COVID come through, it took a slack, and then they took a hit. We've seen a big uptrend in the pool usage from last year, and this year is starting off to be the same way. Our program coordinator, Debbie Parker, has got a $2 Tuesday, and it is popular. Maxed out. They love it.
Well, that's great. And, with the loss of Echo Valley, and then the city closed Parkview Pool, so I guess the community center and Monterey's the only 2 pools left that are open to the public.
Yes, sir. You're correct.
Y'all take care of a lot of facilities that folks probably don't know about. Monterey and Baxter facilities where the city may own them, or we may have facilities there that they pay us to take care of. Can you talk about those?
Yes, we have 5 softball fields throughout the county. We've got a softball field in Baxter and then a softball field in Monterey we take care care of, and then 3 at Jerry Whitson. We've got 2 T-ball fields in Baxter, and then 1 in Monterey that we help take care of as well. We've got 4 Little League fields, 2 at Jerry Whitson, 1 in Monterey, and 1 in Baxter. And then along with Whitaker Park and the city of Baxter Park. So, yes, our department is all over and constantly on the move.
A lot of mowing in the summertime, isn't it? Trying to take care of all those fields. I mean, it's constant in the summertime with the grass growing and keep them mowed and dragged and lined and everything for all those teams to play in. And then on top of that, your department takes care of all the community centers in the county. And folks may not know about these, but those community centers were built, what, Cody, back in the 40s, do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to say majority of them were probably somewhere in the 40s to the 60s when they were built. They were actually, a lot of them were old schools at one point. But there's 13 rural community centers in the county, and then you've got the Cookeville Community Center. And yes, between us and the maintenance department, we do the maintenance on them and then keep them mowed along with pretty much anything else the county owns, as far as the mowing and landscaping and trimming area. But there are 13 rural community centers that make great birthday party locations. And then if you're interested or need any information on those, you can call our office, and then we'll be able to pass you to who you need to speak with.
You got little boards that take care of those community centers and make sure they're rented out and they take care of them and everything. But as far as the maintenance and everything upkeep, that's under your department and the maintenance department. And those facilities are spread out in the community. I mean, from Buffalo Valley, Silver Point, Bangham, Twin Oak. I mean, they're all over the community, and they have a lot of those events, birthday parties and anniversaries and all those kind of things. And so a lot of folks may not know about those, but there's 13 of them scattered out across the county. And then, Cody, I'm going to end with the courthouse. Your department's done a great job. We did a renovation outside and did the new Veterans Memorial, added that to the south side of the courthouse. Looks absolutely amazing. I have a lot of compliments on that. We did the eternal flame that burns all the time. We put all the flags, new flagpoles and flags, and we got the Veterans Memorial wall, and your department takes care of that and mowing and keeping it looking great. That's been a great addition to our community square, I think.
I appreciate that very much. My staff deserves every bit of the recognition on that. There's 14 staff members, and we stay busy, but they all take a lot of pride in the job, and that means a lot to me. It makes our life a lot easier. One thing that I would like to say is, Mayor Randy Porter, since I've worked at the county, it's only become easier and better as far as the county departments working together. Not a lot of places do that. As far as all of us, I think most of your directors would say that it's a pleasure to work and work somewhere where you can get along and work together as easy as it is here.
Well, Cody, you're doing a great job, and we try to set the standard at the top. We talk about it all the time. City, county, all the other little cities, chamber, tech, hospital. I mean, we all work together as a big team, and that trickles down into the departments, and you do a great job. And we've got a great group of department heads in Putnam County. I'll put y'all up against anybody, and it's all about working together and not caring about who gets the credit as long as the job gets done. And you've done a great job for us and continue to do that. We look forward to some great things coming out of Parks and Recreation. So thanks for being on the show today, Cody.
Thank you for having me.
That's our show for this week. Hope you join us every weekend for Today in Putnam County. I'm County Mayor Randy Porter. Hoping you have a great rest of your weekend, and may God continue to bless our great county.
You've been listening to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.